You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 27th of November. PM Modi unveils Vikram-I, India's first privately built orbital rocket. Imran Khan's sister quashes death rumours, says no one can dare touch my brother. And Trump says US must re-examine Afghans who came when Biden was president. And now for all the details. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday inaugurated the Indian space startup Skyroot's Infinity Campus in Hyderabad via video conferencing and also unveiled Skyroot's first orbital rocket, Vikram-I, with the capability to launch satellites to orbit. PM Modi said the facility marks a significant step in India's efforts to localize high-value aviation services and will create opportunities for the youths in the world of high-tech space. The state-of-the-art facility will have around 200,000 square feet of workspace for designing, developing, integrating and testing multiple launch vehicles with a capacity to build one orbital rocket every month. Skyroot, India's leading private space company, launched its sub-orbital rocket Vikram-S in November 2022, becoming the first Indian private company to launch a rocket to space, according to a press release by the Prime Minister's office.
Vikram-I is engineered to deploy multiple satellites to Earth's orbit.
आज ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए भारत का स्पेस सेक्टर एक अट्रैक्टिव डेस्टिनेशन बन रहा है। साथियों, आज दुनिया में छोटे सैटेलाइट्स की डिमांड लगातार बढ़ रही है। लॉन्च फ्रीक्वेंसीज भी बढ़ रही है। नई नई कंपनियां सैटेलाइट सर्विसेज देने लगी हैं और स्पेस अब एक स्ट्रेटेजिक एसेट के रूप में जगह बना चुका है।
And India is expected to withstand trade-related uncertainties and sustain growth through the rest of 2025-26, supported by strong domestic demand, steady public spending and easing inflation, according to the government's latest monthly economic report. Macroeconomic indicators for October point to a stable and resilient economy, aided by softening price pressures and firm consumption trends. However, the report cautioned that the global environment remains volatile with elevated trade policy uncertainty. Tensions rose after the US, India's largest trade partner, doubled tariffs to 50% on select Indian imports in late August over New Delhi's Russian oil purchases. Both countries are still in talks to resolve differences and push ahead on a trade deal. To mitigate external risks, the government has rolled out a $5.1 billion support package for exporters along with wide-ranging consumption tax cuts aimed at boosting demand. Rural consumption has strengthened on the back of favorable farm income and healthy crop output, while urban spending has picked up momentum post-tax reductions. Retail inflation fell sharply to a record low of 0.25% in October, driven by easing food prices and tax cuts. A Reuters poll projects India's July-September GDP growth at 7.3%, supported mainly by rural demand and government expenditure. Moving on, Imran Khan's sister Alima Khanum has strongly rejected swirling death rumours, insisting the former Prime Minister is safe in Adiala jail and facing no threat to his life. She has also accused authorities of blocking family visits and using force against peaceful protesters demanding access to him.
Amid intense speculation over former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan's health and custody, his sister Alima Khanum has assured that he is safe, dismissing rumors of any threat to his life. "My brother's life is not in danger. No one can dare touch him," she said, criticizing what she called an unprecedented breakdown of Pakistan's justice system. Alima Khanum accused authorities of repeatedly blocking family visits for at least 6 weeks, despite court orders permitting access every Tuesday. "They are in contempt of court on everything. There are good judges, but their autonomy has been withdrawn," she alleged. She also recounted police action during a sit-in outside Adiala jail on November 19th, held after she and Narendra Khan, Imran Khan's other sister, were denied a scheduled weekly meeting. They attacked us. They dragged my 71-year-old sister, who fainted. Young women were beaten, Alima said, adding that the sisters were forcibly taken a kilometer away before returning to continue their peaceful protest. A day after the rumors surged, local media reported Adiala jail officials have clarified that Imran Khan remains inside the prison and is fully healthy, calling the speculation baseless. They said the former prime minister is receiving complete medical attention. Imran Khan, ousted in April 2022, has been incarcerated since August 2023 and faces multiple corruption and terrorism-related cases during more than 2 years of legal battles.
And US President Donald Trump on Wednesday called for his government to re-examine Afghan immigrants who entered the country during former President Joe Biden's administration after 2 National Guard soldiers were shot and critically wounded in downtown Washington. The suspect was in custody after suffering gunshot wounds during the attack. This heinous assault was an act of evil, an act of hatred, an act of terror, Trump said in a pre-taped remarks from Florida, where he's spending the Thanksgiving holiday. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, he said. Following Trump's remarks, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services said late on Wednesday it has stopped processing all immigration requests relating to Afghan nationals indefinitely. Trump has also ordered 500 more Guard soldiers deployed to Washington. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth told reporters, joining about 2,200 already in the city as part of the president's contentious immigration and crime crackdown targeting Democratic-led cities. Critics of the Trump administration's immigration policy say it has employed illegally harsh tactics and swept up immigrants indiscriminately, including some with no criminal history and others here legally.
As President of the United States, I am determined to ensure that the animal who perpetrated this atrocity pays the steepest possible price. I can report tonight that based on the best available information, the Department of Homeland Security is confident that the suspect in custody is a foreigner who entered our country from Afghanistan, a hellhole on earth. He was flown in by the Biden administration in September 2021 on those infamous flights that everybody was talking about. Nobody knew who was coming in. Nobody knew anything about it. His status was extended under legislation signed by President Biden, a disastrous president, the worst in the history of our country. This attack underscores the single greatest national security threat facing our nation. The last administration let in 20 million unknown and unvetted foreigners from all over the world, from places that you don't want to even know about. No country can tolerate such a risk to our very survival.
And India's Ministry of External Affairs has confirmed that the government has received a formal request from Bangladesh Interim Administration for the extradition of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and that it is examining the request. MEA spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal, addressing the weekly briefing on Wednesday, said that New Delhi has received Dhaka's communication and noted that India remains committed to Bangladesh's stability and the well-being of its people through its ongoing judicial and internal legal processes. Hasina has been sentenced to death by the International Crimes Tribunal of Bangladesh in a case linked to crimes against humanity during the July-August unrest last year. She fled to India in August 2024 after the massive student-led protest forced her resignation. The latest request from Dhaka was sent to the MEA earlier this week.
Yes, we have received the request, and this request is being examined as part of ongoing judicial and internal legal processes. We remain committed to the best interest of the people of Bangladesh, including peace, democracy, inclusion, and stability in that country, and will continue to engage constructively in this regard with all stakeholders.
Moving on, Gen Z youths and CPN UML cadres led by former Nepal PM KP Sharma Oli clashed in Dhangari on Wednesday, the second such incident in a week. One Gen Z protester sustained minor injuries, police said. The youths had staged a 2-hour demonstration near Gen Z Road in Dhangari ahead of UML leader Mahesh Basnett's arrival. Tensions flared when UML cadres on motorbikes charged at the protesters. Basnett was travelling to attend a National Youth Association Nepal event, prompting heightened security, especially after last week's clash in Bara. Police said UML-affiliated youths also began gathering near the protest site. The unrest follows Sunday's ink-throwing incident targeting Basnett's vehicle in Viratnagar and a violent clash in Simara, where 6 Gen Z members were injured. That confrontation led to stone pelting, a temporary flight suspension at Simara Airport, a highway blockade, and vandalism of a UML welcome gate and party flags. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.